Hello and welcome to Gianthold, more specifically the Aurum area, sitting around these cosy campfires which I have taken over from the incumbents, looking back at the Prison of the Plains, where I think it's fair to say we had probably the biggest disaster that we've had all
Tapa na
along.
bunda.
Yes, all along the life so far, we were actually. It's very unlike me to delete a recording, but we came to a joint decision about this one. We were actually going to start in the Prison of the Plains and do the two other quests in this area and finish with the tour. And it was such a mess that we decided jointly that nobody's going to want to see this. We initially we've always used like a cleric or a pet to pull the lever and gone in together into the room. For some reason, I pulled the lever and I was leaving the bear on her own in the room. I mean, she's quite capable of handling most things, so I had no qualms about that. But it meant that I couldn't heal her when she got into trouble, which in the electric room with the elementals that knock you down twice, she got knocked down and killed, and then she decided to use her gibbers instead of having me raise, and it just descended into a farce. So, long story short, we ended up with egg on face. It was a complete mess, and we decided to try again here. It's a little bit sad because we did a really good piece. The bear, for the first time in recorded memory, did quite a long
Mm.
section on the gear that she has painstakingly put together for this level 15. So we are going to go back and revisit that. And I do want to make clear that her background is one of somebody sort of getting to the heroic cap and still realizing she's in level 5 gear. So it's a stark contrast to many past lives I've done myself with the bear. We'll have a quick look where this character is at with the enhancements and things. So the bog standard stuff in the Warforge, just the healing amp and the one to get rid of the body's inherent arcane spell failure, which I think is 5%. All the stuff in the Air Savant and building into the Fey Illusion tree. We've begun to pick up a bit more. Again, this force crit chance coupled with the gloves that I just happen to have lying around, they're not doing much for us now beyond resistance, but the impulse could actually be quite good along with that force crit chance, even when we start using the meteor storm, half of which is force, isn't it? So aside from that, there's a bit more of a defensive focus there with the you've got my back thing. So we're casting shield and night shield for the PRR and MRR, which is just as well because both of ours are garbage. The 3 on saves is nice. The extra spell points. I could do a lot better if this wasn't just a one and done. If I was doing heroic racials or something with this, I would definitely make sure there was a wizardry item somewhere and do a bit more with the defences perhaps. Spell wise, we have picked up the disco ball again, not using now, just looking towards the future. We've got greater heroism as well, so I don't have to mess about with those belts, and we have longer duration on there now, so that's nice. So yeah, looking towards the future when I'm hoping to be able to have a decent enchant DC and sort of keep going the pattern we've established now, where I sort of lead into most encounters, hit them with the electric loop and the colour spray, maybe the odd chain lightning. So kind of on economy mode. I've not meted anything that's not a spell-like ability. I don't really see a need to. If I was running on my own I could, and then make more use of the shrines. But as it is, for the sake of speedy progress, we use the bear's not insignificant damage potential. I just prepare the things and distract them, and she does a great job at finishing off behind. I'm just noticing we've got 3 points there we haven't used. We'll probably throw those into the Fade Arc somewhere. So that's the enhancements. Reaper enhancements. Standard stuff, defensive tree and caster tree. Nothing really to see there. As mentioned before, I've put some spell pen. We're not getting any use of it now, but if we start throwing mass holds around, as I plan to try to, we're gonna benefit from it then. Speaking of which, let's move on to our gear here. So we've got the three pieces from the esoteric set. I do at least have a set bonus here. Um, no repair amp on the caster um, armor, so I've had to add sapphire in there for that. Whereas I've noticed on the wild heart, which the bear is going to show you in a minute, they do have the repair amp on there, which is nice. So yes, about spell pen and mass hold, you couldn't do better than that at this level. So that's 8 spell pen. So really, really good item for that purpose. Nice little item with both. No, I don't think Annie does have that. I just happened to find this lying around. Lord knows why I kept it, because I've not been running Warforged. Just stashed away somewhere. So might help a little bit if I get hit. It can cast a repair spell. A little bit of extra repair amp never hurts. So not terrible. The Sapphire of Shatter is because I'm sharing one between two. Red is currently doing a bit of an artificer thing at the moment, so he's needing the Shatter, as the bear is going to show you in a minute. What else have I changed for 15? We've got those three pieces. I've stuck with the. We've obviously lost our glasses. We had the big boost to evocation from the glasses. So all we've got now is spell focus 2 and spell insightful spell focus 1. So we've lost 2 evocation DCs there, but I figured this was a handy thing to keep, just to have 3 bonus to all DCs. Not terrible. I could have put something like the Princess Scepter from Fae to achieve the same. Belt, 1 extra charisma, a bit of spell resistance. The other stuff on there is great in isolation, but we have it on other items anyway, so not really relevant. Trinket, the bear has named and shamed me here. She's got the pale green ion stone, which gives 40 vitality. Now if you look now, we were fairly neck and neck with the hit points until recently, and she's shot ahead because she's paid attention to the false life vitality and all the stacking sources of hit points, and I blatantly haven't. So yeah, fair play. That is as close to useless as useless gets. 2 of the things are duplicates, and the spell site I think is only 4 better than what's on the staff down here, so almost useless. On that sorry and shoddy note, I'm going to pass you across to the bear to share how it should be done and some decent gear for
Mm,
the artificer, which I hasten to add is a class she's never played before, so I think she's doing rather well.
okay. To not make it very long, I will try to be very quickly. I will show only the things that I changed. That
Yeah,
was this cloak where I put the defense, so is a defensive item.
super
I
defensive
also
item that.
bring the bronze belt, that is the constitution, past life, life sealed, and I put the sapphire of resistance.
Yeah, and as mentioned
This
before, the healing amp, which you thought was maybe useless,
yeah,
is not useless
I
if
don't
you
want
get people throwing positive
the
spells at you.
celestial ruby ring, where I crafted the intelligence +8, and that is
Nice.
important for me because have the ghostly.
Yeah,
Because he have already the stunning, I had put the shatter on there,
yeah,
and the shatter is important for some of my attacks. I'm using the wall watch set, so the wield wood gauntlet,
yeah.
where I just had the idea because it's a very ranged item, ranged power in there. Um, the braces I changed for a better one, a little bit of an update,
Now that's an awesome
and because
item.
it's a such a repair and reconstruction, I put the diamond of repair in there to increase even more.
We should maybe
And
do that
the
chain and see if we can find live one of those for me, because I would love one of those for red.
is a good one. And the armor, I use the fact that doesn't had, and that is a defensive item too. It's
Yeah,
supposed to be a defensive item. And then
it's
I put the
very nice.
protection.
False. You've got everything I haven't on there.
Yeah,
False life,
yeah.
repair ramp.
And so I put the protection in there too to
Yeah, yeah.
increase a little bit my AC. For goggles, I decided for the dust lenses because of the potency. It is the one that increased the most my spell power, and I had used electric, and
And
even on
your
the
electric
repair,
spell power is important for your imbue, isn't it? So that's
I think that the potency increases a little bit, even my repair a bit.
yes. Well, as
So
discussed, potency increases every spell power,
yeah,
but
the low
it doesn't
watch
stack
circlet
with other. You know, so if you had
for
repair 40 and potency 60, you'd still only end up with repair 60.
yeah, the low watch for circlet for the head, where I put the dexterity. It helped a bit with the reflex save.
Yeah.
It didn't increase it much, the dexterity, but helped with the reflex. And also have the accuracy, that's good, the reflex, double shot, all these things. And family recruit sigil because of the deadly and
That's
armor
an
piercing.
awesome
I think
item.
that
True
just goes
seeing too
in
is
there.
nice, not just for secret doors,
True
but
seeing.
for hitting without penalties, blurry and displaced opponents.
Hmm. And the charisma is helping with the what's that things I
The
use for
UMD,
teleport? Scrolls, yes,
yes,
it's
the
helping with the
UMD,
scrolls
yeah.
use. And that's it.
Very nice. I think we can safely say that you have done a much better job than I have with the gearing for this level. And please let be the last time we have to repeat that.
If I need to repeat that, let's try to
We
not die
should.
this
I
time.
tell you what we should do. Well, we didn't plan on having a death. We were only in on Reap of Two. We didn't plan on wiping out like we did we? But
Mm,
yeah, if ever we're facing something difficult like that again, where
mm.
we know there's a high chance of death, we could do
The
the thing at the end instead, couldn't we? Well, it's not so much the death, is it? It's just
yes,
the shambolic nature that the recording descended into.
I think I like the idea of just start the quest straight away and be talking, and if have relevant things that wasn't spoke during the doing of the quest, then you can discuss the things at the end. I really like this idea
And yeah, because you're
because
impatient and you like to dive straight in.
well, yeah, it would it would be
I think
very
it's nicer
easy to.
to go the way we kind of do at the moment, because otherwise certain things are going to be going off and it's not going to make sense. Crikey, there's a lot of a crowd down here.
I could bring you back from the depths with this healing of mine now.
Yeah, I think we both have a really nice strong heal to use, which I'm sure in Epic will do as well. There can be a really nasty trap coming. Do you sense anything up there?
Now, yes, I
Yes,
did.
yeah,
Right
that
now.
is something that could kill both of us, so be careful.
I don't want to deal with kills anymore. Ah, no, no, no.
Nice one.
All right.
It's not always there, but when it is, better beware.
You saw that we have a beholder on our side this time.
I'm happy for that. Now, which way you go? Am I going this way? We can go two different ways, that's okay. Just have to moderate the strategy a little bit. I don't normally bother finishing many things off, knowing that the bear is behind me. Oh, hello. Where did you come from? Where's the boss? Oh, he's here.
Magic from the rune fades as Mars the Dynamo is slain.
Okay. I'm going to do the room on the other side, Annie.
All right.
There's no need to do the fourth one, it's just the top right one we have to do.
They killed my beholder.
No! Make 'em pay.
Yes.
Vengeance will be ours.
My fault because I wasn't defending him.
Don't tell
Yeah.
me, let me guess, you were running off after kills for the competition.
Nah, never.
The magic from the rune fades as Duncan the Wayfarer falls before you.
Okay. So you're on your way towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
What do I see? An evil eye here we have.
A deafening hum emanates from the room ahead, rattling the door violently. As the first gong sounds, Patrick the Maniacal curses loudly while ground shakes beneath his feet.
Can I get through here
Notice
without
the
being
floor
hammered?
beneath Patrick the Maniacal is
Looks
cracked and
like it.
worn. A large sonic blast resonates toward the ground beneath Patrick the Maniacal. He loses his footing as the floor begins to fall away. The Aurum leader's death would surely hammer into the storm's eye.
Oh, the Reaper down there. Is it going to pop out?
No, because I
No.
killed.
Happy days. Well, I think against the previous quest, that was many times better.
Yeah.
And I think we could
Well, the
see.
other one we
Mankind
did well on the
is
other one. We
told
just
in
died.
these
I just died
statutes
2 times. That
they
is
are
very
eroded,
ashamed.
as are
Well,
we.
I don't
We
distinguish.
have
If
become
one of us dies, we
wicked and
die.
worthless. This
Mm.
world would be better off without us.
But one thing that did do, the splitting up, was show that even without the metas on the spells, I know it's softer content, the Gianthold, but the the bigger things, the lightning ball and the chain lightning, were quite capable of mauling groups. Even without relying on the
I
bear
once
coming
saw
behind to do the extra damage.
a strange creature carry someone inside here.
See?
It had a tiger face, full of hatred.
And I must say, I've probably said this before, especially about the fire one. this one too, the lightning, very immersive, chucking all this stuff all over the place and watching it sort of arc in between the targets. The speed of the casting as well, that's something else that is very, very noticeable. I'm wondering, in fact, if the sorcerer is faster without the quicken than some of the other classes are with it. It really is something else. Ooh. I'll let you decide whether or not to go back for that. That would probably be worth a bonus to the quest. That was, oh, is he immune? Okay, we'll make him vulnerable. Oh, I thought I had. Yeah, that was the two biggies, the ball lightning and the chain. Did you get the trap, Annie? Nice one. There might be one or two more. It's kind of random placement as well, I think, here. Oh, those things are annoying. So I've learnt something there. They're immune to lightning by default. There's a floor falls away here. You knew that, didn't you?
No, I was guessing.
No, you didn't. You just got lucky there. Listen to that beholder roaring. I think in plenty of the cases, I'm not even. That was a. Did you see that the knockdown of the what is it, Thundershock thing from the Arti tier 5? I love that. For some reason I can't pick up this remnant. And I do think that there's a box down at the bottom there, and if you want to risk it, probably best not, because you might get mauled by the trap. I can try and heal you if you want to go and give it a go. If you sit
I am searching, but where is the box?
in the middle,
I
right
found
in
it
the middle
already.
at the bottom.
It doesn't work.
Don't worry about it if it's gonna be a pain to get. Oh, it
Okay,
seems
got
like
it.
there's a safe spot in the middle there. Well done. We better get a trap bonus for that now, otherwise trouble will ensue, game.
Wow, this was a good one. I like it.
It's always kind of a bit of luck, but when the things are spread out a bit as they were there, it's probably better than like a fireball or something would be, because it tends to hit a lot of them. That was lovely. Now against these beasts I can't do too much, but your beholder's doing plenty. Now there is a trap box on the far end if you want to try and find it, but be careful because you'll get pushed into the spikes at the top. Nice one, and there's our bonus, hard earned. So do you want to go pick a side and go to it? I'll go to the right, and I'll also do the right hand lever room if you want to do the two on the left. I knew there'd be some of these monstrosities in here. Can we possibly get out of here without killing them? No, I don't think we can. Immunities suck. Okay. Go on, get out of here. There are some cats left over that might be milling around the main place because I can't damage them. Oh, he's blind and he still hammered me.
Out of ammo. Of course, I love.
Crikey, I'm in a right pickle here. Okay, I'm at the lever. Fear! Oh god, there's a fear there and I hadn't even noticed it. What a great advert I am for any new players of the game. Let's have some reconstruct. Nice one.
Danger. One
Danger.
second.
Oh, okay.
I understand now why the all
Yes,
gets
yeah,
like, why do
yeah.
I bother?
Well, ultimately you bother because the group as a whole, oh God, the group as a whole gets a bonus
Yeah, but
for.
now that I'm doing it, I understand more what I used to do with her and why she's angry with me because I am used to run ahead and pass on the traps and
But
I
it's
don't
it's
bother.
less generally speaking. Apart, I mean, there was one really nasty one which we had to stop for earlier, which I'm sure you remember. But generally speaking,
I
it's
am just
more.
saying that I understand her because I you do that and she gets angry with me. And
Yeah.
I remember she's getting angry with me and I understand now why she gets angry.
Well, I don't see any
Because
harm in people running on. You know, if somebody dies in there, then yes, they should have waited. But otherwise, it's just a way to earn a little bit more experience for the quest.
it's just that on my point of view, it's not good to be being left behind just for doing the traps, you know? So the group pass by the traps and they are like, yeah, let's pass by these traps, don't bother. And you are there doing the traps just because we'll give a bonus to
I get it. So
One soul.
yes, so for a more immersive game, the group would wait behind the trap
Inside here.
because they would get smashed to pieces if they ran through it,
Face
and
Yeah. What do you
you
think
would.
about these
hatred.
arcades? Hmm?
I think almost everything loot-wise in Gianthold is in desperate need uh, of some redoing.
So yes, before I interrupt you, yeah, I think that if the group was together and the traps was a big farm, you know, which makes
I
all the
understand
group
that it
fit.
kind of makes you feel a little bit worthless in what you're doing, just ramping up the XP, and yes,
Mm-hmm.
at the same time you're
Mm-hmm.
getting left behind in the train of the quest. Yeah, I get that. To
Yeah.
be honest, I don't. I suppose from a recording point of view, it wouldn't make for a very good recording either. If I was the one sitting at the back and just doing the traps, nobody would be seeing what my character could do because I'd just be spending my time catching up to the other people. So yeah, I take your point.
So what is the quest now?
I think we have to hand in some of these others so we can get access to the Tor. I'm not quite sure
Okay.
which ones give access. Let's just hand everything in and then we know if. As far as I know, there are few, if any, traps in the Tor, so you'll be happy. Also, it should be a paradise for you because it's full of big single targets, which is something that you do very well at.
Hmm. So you will be posting it very much, it will take a while for you to post it, and people will
Posting.
probably see me as a big complainer for,
No, I don't. I
um,
don't think so. I think you made a
no,
very
let me
valid point.
complete for these traps, and disabling traps, but might have people that like it, but this disabling traps specifically, in which you are just doing it for the XP, I don't think it's so good.
I have it. Well, my theory is if you have a character that's capable of it, like a rogue or an arty, you kind of should
I
do
think
it to assist the group.
I think it's related. I think it's related to the value, because if it's everyone waiting for you, because only you can open that door, and
Yeah, but then you're kind of
you know,
reversing it, aren't you? You're kind of saying everybody should wait for you while you do the traps.
yeah, because then would
When
be important.
they could
If
actually
it's
be
not a,
going on and doing other important things. Like
so
maybe one
think
has an
think
optional
about
they
it.
could do.
Think about it. If the trap is not important, then people can dance on the top of them, and
Or think about a
you know,
situation where one person is in there who has 300 past lives and can just dance on the top of everything, and another one is a first lifer who dies in every trap. Cough, Gress, cough. Then there is some value in that.
hmm,
But no, the point you made is a very valid one, and plenty of the uh, longer serving players, I've read at least one such in a build post that doesn't build for traps because they're just not bothered with it. They build for optimum sort of min-maxing of their own build, and they don't bother with the trappy side of things. So it's a totally valid point. I'm waiting it at the Tor when you're ready.
I think, for example, let's suppose you are in a group or doing a raid, who knows, and you are playing with these people that just zerg through everything, and they just kill things so fast, you know. In that occasion, you could be a very good tank, and your tank would be just a waste
A
because
jealous glowers
you
Yes,
will not make
rage to
use of
hide at the
your,
side of the entrance.
your abilities will
Everything
not
a
be
circling shouts. When you are
I
permitted
valid.
think
to
I
swear,
think
undying fealty
there
to
are
the
times
Storm Reaver.
for such things, aren't there? Like you've mentioned, raids. Raids, tanks are
The
valued
air
in
around the
raids,
circle
aren't they? But
crackles with
in the
magic.
normal
Hmm.
content,
Giants' hands
most
are dull,
characters,
clouded with
with the
malice.
exception of tanks and like let's say the standard bow build, are
Now, the
capable of
giant
pushing
says,
through on their own, aren't they,
hear
without
me.
assistance?
The Storm Reaver has
Hmm.
The
So
refused
I
your
solo.
believe I don't
promise
like.
to clip the
I
juice.
believe I don't like the traps because I don't see value on, a thing that is just for the bonus. It's not essential. You could walk through the traps and that's okay and jump on them.
Yeah,
It's not a necessity, you know.
I suppose one. Well, it must be difficult to balance the traps because if you make them tougher so that people are really hurting in them, then they're going to be one-shotting all the newer players, aren't they? Even more so than now, perhaps.
Hmm. I believe it's just a reflex of my point of view that I like to be essential to my team, you know.
I understand, but I mean, you've obviously seen me with red at the end game, doing all the traps and not being too fussed about doing it.
I'm
Where
not
the
too
And
fussed.
you were
I'm just
talking about
raising a
raids.
point.
they must be
Um,
constant in the turn.
in the raids, like the Vision of Destruction one you did the other day,
Hmm.
disabling the
For
traps is quite
example,
important at the start.
Yes, that is an example that is very important. Yeah.
And if you're playing it on any kind of higher level, which I know we don't, but I think even on hard, you need a DC, sorry, a trap thing, a disable thing in the hundreds to to have a shot at doing those. So Mike tells me.
With no more giants left behind the portals, the guards rush through the door to deal with you. The last of the attackers lies dead at your feet. A golden glow. The way east is sealed with some ancient giantish magic.
Oh, hello. Oh, crikey, I just cast
Hey,
displacement, nothing happened, it froze completely, and now look, oh dear.
I also had a bit of lag.
A bit, it just ground to a halt there, didn't it?
The
Thankfully,
fiery wall and
it
the
hasn't
hall
done that too often. Are
vanishes.
you shrining
Perhaps
in there?
others
No?
of these ancient
No,
giantish
Oh, I
barriers
could just,
I
live
just went to the
activated
wrong
as
place.
well.
yeah.
The door? Why?
It's all right. You could have just kept walking. I was behind, so I was trying to make sure I kept up.
The magical
I
giantish
like to try and
barrier is
prepare the
down.
opponents before you
You're
get
free
there,
to move
so you
deeper
have
into
either
the
weakened
tor.
opponents or held opponents to deal with. Or in this case, I'm on the floor.
Where has the kobold gone? It's as a narrow passage is buried under these rocks. Through the narrow passage is a small hiding place, and in it is the kobold you saw before.
I'm wondering if there were any rune
To
arms that
find
we
a
could have
crevice
found and we
concealed
haven't.
by
I think there's
rubble,
a level 10 one in Ravenloft. I'm not sure if
free of
it's
the narrow
much
crawl
better
space,
or any
you
better
tumble down
than the
into
one you
something
are
Hmm.
currently using. I think it's a very nice one, that one.
Yeah, I would like a new rune arm a lot.
There are two to go at in Shan. I'm not quite sure which quests. I think one might be Reach for the Sky. The other one, I'm not quite sure where it comes from.
As
I
the
checked
lever
several
clicks into
times on my
place.
mules
One of the two
if I
faces
had
near the
any
far
15, but
door
I
lights
hadn't
up.
found.
Possibly
Probably because I.
one in the cogs, Annie. One of those. Either the one at the top or the bottom in the cogs gives a rune arm.
Yeah,
Is it ruins or
let's try.
whatever the other one is? Right, it's the ruins, I think, that gives one. I think we've
Can try
separated,
for
haven't
them.
we, Annie?
Yeah, it's because
Oh, is it
I don't know
lagging?
where. No, it's because, as I told you, I never thought I would need a rune arm. So every time I picked a rune arm, I just thought, well, this I can feed for sure. I don't even need
Yeah,
to think.
yeah.
And here I am playing Artifice.
And have you had fun with it so far?
You know I do.
You
It's
find a
been good.
crevice concealed
I
by
wanted
rubble.
I
your opinion to
It's
go to
just large enough to
the
crawl through.
viewers.
ah. Yeah, I shared with the Wax because Wax is our friend that always had been an artificer. And when he logged in and he saw I was an artificer, he was shocked and sent me a message like, "You was an artificer? No way. Must be fake. Must be another person."
So perhaps that's
And
another little one for our, well, your argument, because it was kind of you that started this drive to broaden people's horizons, wasn't it? And try different things.
mm,
Ancient
I always
gears
wanted
rise
to
deep
to teach
within.
you this thing of trying to other things because when I met you, all you was doing was lives as a
With a
warlock,
warlock,
and
yeah, yeah.
you just started over and over as a warlock and never trying something different.
It was kind of
And when
the
you told
comfort
me,
zone, wasn't it? As in life, people often sort of stick to what they know, and I know I'm not the only one because all was very much that way. She refused, didn't she, point blank to do anything other than Ranger, and slowly but surely I ended up convincing her to try new things, and she has enjoyed them.
yeah, when you told me that you never tried something different, it was always a warlock because that was what you
The
was used
portal master
to, that's what you
stands
was
with maddened
Well,
having
gaze,
items
I'd
for.
stimulating
I'd read that the when I started, I'd read that that it was a good introduction to the cast. You know, there weren't too many spells to memorize, and I'd agree
the
with that.
portal master
Not too
stops.
difficult to
Cast
master. The
just as
well,
well with
playstyle is as
one.
simple as it comes for Warlock, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons I am even more proud of you nowadays, even making me try different things I would never, because I always have been a melee
The
creature.
portal
I always
Yes,
like
master
the
yeah.
stands,
characters that's in the middle of
staggers
the
and
fight.
trembles. In the
And
cloud, he
now
lifts his
look what
eyes.
turn we had.
Game over,
You
you
showing me
remember
different
death.
things I never
The
thought.
And I
dragons
think one of the nice things about
beware.
that is,
There are
even if it's not something that
three
you
of
would
them.
normally do or would say was your favourite play style, in doing it you can appreciate some of the challenges and some of the strengths and weaknesses of these characters and what they're trying to do. So maybe when you are playing your favourite play style and there's one of those characters there, you can sort of combine better with them, knowing this information and knowing what they're trying to do to help the team.
I think
So
that when you do only one kind of character, you have a very limited point of view. Yes. And when you try other things, you have more of oh, so this will work like this. This character needs this thing. Like, why is it important to do this? To do that.
so
So,
for instance, this life has given you an appreciation of the fact that the ranged characters like to stand still and fire. They like to be able to do that because that's when they're the most effective power wise. So if the other
and
characters can take the heat off them and allow them to do that, that's great. If they're being chased all over the place by monsters, that's when
I
they're at
have a
their
question.
most. Hmm?
All all of the rangers have these characteristics that is better for them to be stopped.
Yes,
All of the
because
rangers.
all of them are using that archer's focus that you are seeing
Oh.
stacking up. So yes, some of them only go up to
Mm.
15, like you, 15
Mm-hmm.
stacks. But in the Horizon Walker tree or the Deepwood Stalker Ranger tree, you can take it up to 25 stacks. Now the real hardcore, who
Ooh.
have lots of racial points to spend, are taking some of the good things in your battle engineer tree from elsewhere and using the Horizon Walker as the main tree, so getting 25 possible stacks of the Archer Focus for what's 10 times 5, 50 more ranged power, is that?
Mm. Yeah.
I'm well, I see why they do it, but there's so much in that Horizon Walker tree that is not relevant to anything but standard bows. So I don't know. It just I can understand it's the number crunching, isn't it? But to take a load of stuff that's just useless to your build just to get those numbers, it must work because otherwise they wouldn't do it. Right, I think we've debated enough. We'll sit around the campfire and cook some sausages or something and
Oh,
contemplate what to show you next time around. Thank you very much as always for looking,
yeah.
and I'll leave it to the bear for the last word.
No, I just want to say bye to people.
Okay,
Take
you can
care.
introduce the next
Bye.
one then, because you're always telling me how boring my intros are. Okay,
No
until the
way.
next time. Bye bye.